but out of the 11 times these teams have met in the recent past, well, Isurus was able to take 8 of them. But now, Isurus find themselves losing, being a map down in this BO3 series, moving on to Dust2, where Daytona is going to be starting on their T side.
Yeah, if you look at the trends of those past games, this history between these two teams, you see Isurus, sure, they had won the majority of them, but Daytona have been improving over the past 2 months,
Definitely.
3 months.
Definitely.
So now we're into the pistol round. It is good luck, have fun from both teams, and we are underway. Daytona onto the favored T side, take the first fight against Noxy, and now he's going to try and run away as quickly as he can. He's been tagged. He is slowed down. He went slow motion trying to fall back into that one, back into mid, but he will die at where he stood. Faster catwalk play right now as your CTs are trying to try and come back from underneath. You've got 1962 and Reversey that are just now passing the car, and now Max is at CT side. So again, very similar to what we were watching in the first map. Isurus go for these gamble stacks, these gamble rotations to try and come back, and Daytona are going to try and exploit that. They've caught now Isurus over towards CT side, but look who's winning the fight so far. Max now standing tall, and Myron in there with the assist. Reversive gets a pop flash assist for both of those kills, and now PRT and Tiburcio last up. Split from one another, but Tiburcio could draw the attention over towards this A site. We've seen it, Isurus overreact.
Yeah, a little bit of action coming Tiburcio's way as the bomb now moving back towards T-spawn on PRT's shoulders. We are going to see some aggression coming out from Max towards long. This could get him caught here.
Oh yeah, Max isn't looking. Oh, he's turned back. PRT takes the couple aggressive shots, but misses the most of them. Now he's cut off from the sites. He's got so far to go to get to the A site. He's going to take at least this early fight was going to be favorable to him because it's a 1v1.
Okay.
And he'll get himself a USP. He's got a mag and 3/4 of the next one up there as well. Now he's pushed up on catwalk. He's been spotted for the first time, and he doesn't know that he's got a player in the lower tunnels. And so Myron is just going to swing out and slam the door shut.
So Daytona end up getting that first pick towards middle on Noxy. They end up going towards Cat very quickly off of that and throwing that CT spawn smoke. They intend to actually drop off, I do imagine, and go towards the A site, sending 2 people down towards that lower A ramp, as well as sending 2 across into the site. However, Isurus decide that they want to gamble stack 4 players moving over towards A. And in doing so, they're going to hold Daytona at bay from actually taking into the A bomb site. Daytona called the audible. They swing back towards going out middle, but Isurus already have 2 members in CT spawn from that gamble rotate, and they shut down that as well. Some great calls being made from the CT side to actually take advantage back one step at a time within that round.
Yeah, we saw that from Isurus on those gamble rotates early. Man, 1962, 3 quick headshots. He's down to his sidearm. He finished off VSM. These are unarmored targets. He's eventually chipped away after 5 players get a little bit of erosion on each, but Isurus are able to put down one of the SMGs, pick up the AUG back again, and go right back into things.
Not too costly.
Well, I was getting at before that round started, before 1962 decided to spray a bunch of people down, was that Isurus go for those gamble stacks, and that's not just a pistol round tactic. That is also a tactic that they employ on their rifle rounds as well. We've seen them very heavy on the swings on their rotations. If Daytona pick up on that, they can punish that with fakes.
All right, Daytona will be looking at guns going into this round, and I do think they will be favoring long right off the bat. Turtle going to be playing support, dropping those flashes out. Hardzao, the first man on the scene, and we are going to see 1962 falling back. Daytona have taken complete long control here to start this round, and in response, Isurus with Noxy pushed up Cat. That's their kind of adjustment play, taking cat control when they can take long control. This is the best possible outcome for them in this position, but Tiburcio, able to take down Myron towards middle, is going to open up that area of the map very well for the Daytona side.
It's the same story, and you can see Isurus are in a little bit of a confusion. They were trying to rotate over towards A, but now they just take a fight into mid. Virtually 3 players died right there through those doors in mid. Good damage against Tiburcio and VSM, but at the end of the day, it's 2 versus 4, and they're going to rebound to the B site. So you saw that. Daytona showed pressure out long. Isurus pulled their anchors off the B site. They put the anchor and they put them down into the mid doors, and then Daytona take a fight in mid, and they win the... Oh, that was a great grenade. Gets 1. Thought it was going to end up maybe picking up 2, but now it's only up to Noxy. But you can see what happens when you overreact on your rotations.
Yeah, Noxy now in this 1v3. I do imagine, he had tossed the bomb up to Hardzao, and that's going to be the bomb moving up Cat slowly as Noxy looks to pick up one more frag to possibly make this round go his way. You see this escort.
He could really win this.
He's got to take down VSM first, and after that, PRT's very far away, so Hard Zao now. Ooh, but PRT catching him through that smoke and CT spawn, able to defend his teammate planting the bomb. But you're right, it was a possibility to win this. As he took down VSM towards Cat, the next player planting within the site, he got a one-on-one with him. Thankfully, though, PRT in a great position there, able to take him down through the smoke, defend that planter, and get DETONA their first on the board.
All right, so yes, they have drawn their first blood, and Isurus are wise to just hang on to what they've got. They've actually got a decent economy, so they'll be able to get rifles right back into the game to try and take the lead back and prevent Daytona from taking it themselves in the following round after this. And we've seen it from Isurus before. Their pistols are absolutely lethal. Pop flash in the mid. Tiburcio gets a collateral spray down. There's one up in the mid too, but PRT is able to catch that one. And wise from Tiburcio to just duck in. I believe PRT as well. They ducked in, got close to the wall on catwalk, and made themselves as small a targets as possible if more players were coming, which they were. So great teamwork, great individual effort to min-max that situation on the aggressive pop flash peak.
Okay, Tiburcio will be leading the charge out towards catwalk, making a little bit of contact as Myron is able to take him down. Noxie, good damage onto PRT, not able to convert onto the kill, however, and Myron being the final man will be taken down by Hard Zao, who flanked up long. So DETONA tie it up just like that within the snap of a finger. They've essentially Thanos this Isurus lead, and it's all even now.
Yeah, so far so good. Not nearly the same magnitude of a comeback as it was towards the latter part of the first map.
Definitely not.
That was not quite there, but still 2-2, but instant double op for your CTs, and one of them's glass cannon. That's going to be Myron. Noxie's out there as well. He is going to go towards A site, while Myron is probably going to station himself in mid. Yes, he is just to the right side of the Humvee and looking for anybody that comes across top mid at that point.
Good flashes towards long, once again pushing off the CT side. And for DETONA, I imagine the second they get that first pick, now that they've seen that Isurus just re-aggresses as soon as they go down numbers, if DETONA do open up A in any way, we're going to see them hold. We're going to see them go patient. We're going to see them anticipate Isurus flying out for some re-aggression. So this could bite Isurus here if they don't get this opening kill.
Ooh, Noxie. He watched Turtle jump into the pit. That smoke that was there wasn't quite onto the corner, and Turtle may have trusted it a bit too much. But they do leave Turtle embedded into pit. They have done the same thing essentially on the other side of the map with VSM in the tunnels. So now that they have two players that are both posted up, they can react quickly through the attack in middle, which is what I anticipate is coming. So now that you have one on each side towards each site, now if you strike through middle, you basically have 2 points of contact on entry. It's a very it's a very maneuverable strategy.
Yeah, it's pretty much a standard in Dust2. You get the initial player into the big pit. If the CTs don't aggress mid, don't aggress B tunnels, then you're going to move up towards catwalk, which you're seeing right now, as Isurus looking to retake long, reversive, pushing right up on the other side of this pit.
Oh, there's a big dome. Oh my goodness, Turtle almost whiffs that spray. Reversive does die at that point. Now 1962 falls behind the barrels towards the front end. Turtle gets another kill on the site against the Opera of Noxie. Turtle doing really well, even got the assist. PRT stole it away from him. Turtle's entries are not touted as being the best on the team, but maybe they should be. Turtle is awesome on those entries.
Yeah, Meyer now forced to go into a save. Not really much opportunity for him to do anything but the exits. DETONA looking for them right now. VSM able to tag down Myron, create a little bit of problem. Myron able to pick up that frag and a second to keep his op in his hands. Dallas 3 kills on the round for Myron. Can he get a fourth now as Hard Zao moving in towards those B tunnels as well?
Yeah, Hard Zao's going to chase this, but look at Myron. He's able to get back to this B site, and behind this box on the platform, back plat, is a very, very strong position. You really don't have to do much of anything. I don't know if, he should have spotted him there.
Yeah, I think he did.
It took him a couple times, but Myron is going to pick another kill. He could get the losing ace if there's just a floodgates open and PRT is able to swing around the corner in time, but he does not. So great hold from Myron there, getting 4 kills after the plant was done. That was wild, but still, it's a round for Daytona. They take the lead. It costs just so much money. Daytona, if they had known that that was going to happen, they would have said, yeah, you could keep that thing, and we'll leave you alone.
Exactly. This is Turtle right now in the pit, and this is just the anchor position that DETONA got him to initially as the half started, but this is the shot that really brought our attention towards his positioning. Taking down the AWP in top A, that was a massive effort out of him, and it is going to prompt Isurus now to take a timeout to decide how they want to play around this AWP that Myron ended up picking up, because I do imagine for them They'll look to get aggressive early on in the round, maybe get that op to put them in a numbers advantage situation. But DETONA, on the other hand, Hardzao has bought a MAC-10 into this round. So what that prompts to me is that they know that they most likely will be saving, but it does look like Isurus instead are going to go for that force buy, Dallas.
Yeah. So maybe they just put Hardzao up front on a rush strategy. So if they're anticipating that this is an eco behind the op that was saved, yeah, you probably shouldn't expect an eco. You have to expect the force buy, but more likely not, your assumption is going to be pistol armor, not UMP armor and a MP9 out there. But quickly, Myron has been laid to rest out there on long. It's going to be a quick B rush from the CT side. There's a nice piece that they'll be able to recover. They got themselves an AK, and look at the guns. There's just the guns for Isurus' side. I've actually come back into this to have a threat. They've got two MAC-10 and SMG in there as well with the UMP. So the op can actually peel off your first player, as you would expect. What a pop flash, though. I can't believe Reversive is able to get into Goose. A second molly comes in. There's the entry that you would expect. And the next shot for Reversive. And a third as well. The force buy from Isurus is successful, and they avert disaster at that point, because that would have been a flood of rounds going Daytona's way.
Yeah, the aggression from Isurus towards those B tunnels really catching Daytona off, as we see that MAC-10 on Hardzao as well as his supporting player having no chance whatsoever. Those three aggressing players from Isurus absolutely demolished that B tactic. Here you see Max taking it to them. And Noxe as well, it was such an easy hold.
Yeah.
Then towards A, Reversive, some great opping. He's able to pull off a 3-can. Isurus tying this one right back up off that force buy.
Yeah, that was nuts. Daytona virtually have the same buy as Isurus did. There's more rifles and less op action, so it washes out in the end. But goodness gracious, what a great round for Isurus here. They've actually got 1962 pushed up into the double doors out long. But Noxe, now that he has his bread and butter, picks off the one shot on Catwalk, falls back to the next position. He would be falling off of Catwalk into CT after this next contact. He misses that shot. However, still though, that one-man advantage is a welcome sight for Isurus. Their economy is not off the ground yet. They are still threatened. They need to be able to survive healthily.
Okay, off of that death of Tiburcio, we are going to see Daytona slowing it down tremendously. Not much really happening off for the T side now. We do have some good long control from 1962, who's aggressed his way through those long doors right up to them, as we are going to see Daytona prodding, poking out towards middle, not making too much contact as Myron does spot them out.
Oh, there's going to be a smoke at the door, and if they're going to try for a mid-B, this is tough. Wow, Myron actually pushed through his own smoke, went to the box. Well played. That caught him off guard. They thought they would have been safe at that point, and Max is about to spray down Hardzao. Oh, just underneath. The next shots catch him in the upper neck, almost the headshots. And he's, at least VSM's still alive, but it is 1v3. The bomb's out in front of him. He's got one wounded player out there, but all hands survived from that were remaining for Isurus, and they are still upgrading guns. They've now collected more AKs than they had in the prior round. They keep the op. They're looking pretty good. They can actually put an SMG up here and buy appropriately, but instead they're just going to go for the gold. They're going for the long-term hope you don't die investment.
And here we go with Reversive, who snuck his way onto the other end of that mid to B smoke, able to pick up one frag on those splitting players out of Daytona, but it was a great effort out of Daytona to make something happen. Isurus with some great passive play towards that B bomb site to actually keep them in the round. Noxe taking quite a bit of damage there towards long to start this one off, but Myron towards middle, well, he's the one that's going to open up the round.
Yeah, right into the kidneys of VSM, just caught him mid-side. That stings a bit, and you're going to end up with two players in the tunnels right now for the T side of Daytona. This would be an interesting strike considering what weapons you have, so they instead turn back towards the B side. Excellent grenade that comes in against unarmored targets. That's just going to make this that much easier. Again, Isurus' victory right now with an investment like this is to not die. You can't afford to lose a rifle in this round, or even two rifles. If anybody dies, you're dropping, I mean, a rifle which is
quite a bit
3,100 plus your armor plus kits that everybody has right now. There's actually a lot of money floating out there, hanging cantilevered off the edge.
All right, Daytona look for that fast boost out. Cat not able to pick up too much. Noxe missing his shots as well. It will be on the AUG of Reversive to pick up 1, 2. Is he able to get a third? He does. And the fourth, well, it's on the menu as well as Tiburcio goes down and Isurus move on to their 5th.
All right, there they do. So that's what plays out very well for you. If you're going to buy all rifles and ops after you had casualties in the previous round, that's what gets you ahead. Because if you had SMGs, sometimes you end up in the same spot you end up in if you're in like 3rd round, where you're like, okay, we have SMGs, but now it's time that their economy's rebounded back and they have rifles. And you end up in that same situation, but instead they go up for full rifles, double op. They're able to get away from the pistols as well from Daytona, so now they're still ahead. They played ahead and they remain ahead as far as firepower is concerned.
Okay, PRT being the last member of his squad to actually buy up here. Daytona won't have an AWP going into this round, and you mentioned the fact that Isurus having that double op setup, and they're able to keep those distant fights. Well, even with AKs, you're going to be looking for some really nice shots when going up against the op. We've already seen Turtle hit one phenomenal shot on Noxe towards top A earlier in this first half, but really for Isurus now, Meyer, Noxe, look for them to come up big going up against these AKs of the T side.
Quick Xbox smoke, and they're going to go for a quick catwalk with a flashbang in here as well, but here's a fast cat in response. Reversive connects on the second target after the first one airstrafed away from him, and Myron is dominating everybody in mid as well. So a little bit of mid presence, a little bit of catwalk presence, and Daytona, who are playing fast cat, get absolutely diced up.
Yeah, that's the thing about a map like Dust2. When you're playing very quickly, it's very easy for you to just be stopped, whether or not it's towards that B tunnels where we saw the aggression there. As PRT does take down Max, Myron does trade it out for his 3rd of the round. But yeah, just getting back to my point about Dust2 and the play style, the pace of it. So it's very easy to play very quick, but it's very easy to run into a wall. We saw it at B tunnels in that one previous round where Isurus forced up and charged in. Now we see it towards Catwalk where Daytona are just fast catting. They're essentially looking for the mid to B split, but because Isurus played 2 on cat, they're able to easily catch off those T's that were moving their way and jumping off over the Xbox.
That's the thing. It almost becomes a one-way smoke for the CT if the Xbox smoke is there. You can see very easily underneath that Xbox. Great first pick as Daytona will try to go right down the middle alley. And they have lost one and able to pick up 1962. Oh my goodness, that was a narrow shot. I mean, when you think about how small the head hitbox is, only a fraction of the dome was there. VSM, pinpoint precision, looking for a little bit more. Look at the space he's created as well for Tiburcio to come down mid with the bomb.
He's going up cat, actually, so an even better call being made for VSM or whoever on Daytona saying, hey, look, they're probably rotating over to me. Send that bomb up catwalk. You probably won't win the round, but hey, $800 in our pockets, that's good enough for me.
$800 is $800.
Yes. Honestly.
It is, but look at that. That's the overreaction we've been noting about Isurus. Though they were taking some casualties on that round, and you could warrant that, but still, it does net a little bit of extra income, so Daytona will have plenty of money in the next. Tiburcio, hang on as you might at Goose, and he'll have a Goose chase as he goes down quickly, and it'll be an easier round for Isurus on the retake. 4K on that one for Noxie, but still, what a great, I mean, still, even though Noxie gets 4 kills, when I think about that round, I think of VSM's D headshot up there on window.
Yeah, really what allowed that bomb plant to go down was VSM opening up that B bomb site. VSM then does play it a little bit more aggressive. I would have liked to seen him actually just hold it down in a corner, force the T's to retake, or the CTs to retake, but he does need to keep those CTs from rotating out, so he's going to create a little bit of presence. He's going to be peeking a little bit more. He does get taken down, but it's good enough. He's done his job. Tiburcio ends up getting that bomb down on Cat, and Daytona are able to get a very strong buy because of it.
Yeah, they're able to get almost full utility. They've even thrown a ton of it over towards long A. Thousands of dollars worth of flashbangs sent down range. They're even self-flashing themselves. So Daytona, I've seen this before from them. They don't care how clean those flashbangs are. As long as they can't see and the opponents can't see, it doesn't matter. Just get out through the doors. Use the muscle memory to get out there.
But the thing is now, at this point, Dallas, they've expended all of their flashbangs. So now they've only got the smokes and the Molotovs, so there's still an opportunity for Isurus to make this happen, but here comes the A hit.
And the op shot from Noxie. He's at the ninja box right now, and he's got a rifler at the front line. So if worse comes to where, he's able to stop the bomb plant. They're going to line up on the ramp right now, but he's only able to get one from 1962. Now Myron with a great Molotov as well is going to separate them both. He goes for a jumping op shot. That's a chance and a half, but great shooting from Noxie actually as Myron spraying down. He got an assist. That all looked to be on the mark, but it just wasn't. It was the ops that were there. This double op setup for Isurus is so strong. Daytona really have been on a dry spell. They won their first rifle round, but that was only when Isurus hadn't had ops yet.
So even in that round there, you were mentioning the fact that it didn't really matter about the flashes coming out towards long as Daytona took long itself. But the issue became as they were heading up towards A site, you see these AWPs positioned. Nobody's flashing them off. They're able to just hold, get their entries, tuck away. There's no flashes to really push them out into the open or even give Daytona an advantage. And Isurus capitalized off that very well, able to just completely shut down that long
point. Noxy really fast, though, into long corner. Is able to get a kill and throwing a deep Molotov as well. He stops PRT from retreating at that point because PRT committed to that fight. And Isurus start this round again on the back end of some ops on a 5-3 advantage. And there's no real information. You see that at the end of the round too. He's cleaning up the weapons that were dropped at the end of that round. They might think that Daytona don't have the best money on this round, like it was only a handful of guns left, but they took that op and threw it over the boards.
What a lovely shot from Turtle there onto Noxy, who was opping that catwalk. That's going to allow the T's now to move out ever so quickly into that A bomb site.
Great headshot for Reversive, 98 damage, and he starts to fall off this one while 1962 pushes up to the top end of the elevator. Turtle hasn't swung out wide enough to see that 1962 is pushing up, and a flashbang is perfect as well. Sure, the bomb's planted, but you're not going to be able to survive for very long. Hardzao, who is working on a super long flank, a gamble flank, at being at 2 HP, it's probably the best move. You're not going to be able to survive the torrential downpour of lead that's coming down on the A site. Isurus end up with another round, Daytona with another bomb plant, but like I said, Daytona need to be able to get past these ops.
It was a great flashbang there as Daytona moves up into that A bomb site. Turtle, this is the entry he hits onto Noxy to actually make that a possibility for Daytona in that A bomb site, but after Turtle gets into that goose position, he actually spots the unanticipating Isurus player coming up the A ramp, 1962 like you called it, but a great flashbang that comes in from CT spawn catches Turtle right in the perfect moment there to actually give 1962 an advantage.
So not the best spawns for long A right now from Daytona, but they do get Tiburcio out and in there. They're actually going to strike the B site, a rare occurrence and a rare flavor to this site. And this map, Max takes a little bit of damage from the Molotov, self-smokes off, but the flashbangs in support from Max, or from Myron rather, are able to get them up and force the T's back. Another Molotov into the window this time, and it's smoked off again. Isurus really holding on to this B-site defense. They're able to trade out a couple one-for-ones, but Reversive is still here. He's still in the neighborhood. And really, Daytona might suspect that he was rotating still off of the A site. They might try and collapse on this A site quickly. They'll re-smoke the door, but he's coming up in the window. Big swing for Reversive now as he spots the first one at the car, and Daytona finally win a round. It's been such a dry spell for them. That's 7 in a row for Isurus before Daytona are able to come back. But 7 in a row means you've got enough to be able to rebuy like it never happened.
Exactly. You're going to see that double op setup come into play once again for the CTs. And Daytona, I'd like to commend them in that round, not rushing the plant, realizing that Isurus might make a play, realizing that if they can pick off one person and turn it into a 1v1, that's exactly what Reversive wants. So Daytona take their time, they take their patience, they move together, and VSM's able to catch Reversive off as he actually tries to charge in through that window.
Oh, Hardzao.
Burn, baby, burn.
Yeah, man, he got that deep Molotov landed against him. But look at Noxy's op position. It's a matter of time before they peek into the lower tunnels. Yeah, the fact that he's got some help by Myron, who's watching above and behind him right now, but nothing ever comes to fruition from that. They'll push into the tunnels, but just a little bit later than Isurus were thinking. Or really, it came down to Noxy in that advanced spot was like, you know what, the longer I wait out here, the more likely I am killed from top mid.
Okay, looking at it now, it did seem like Daytona was favoring B very early on, but are going to pull off now. With a minute passing on the clock, they're going to look towards most likely long to take control, or I do imagine very fast towards catwalk. Either way, they've got to start picking up the pace. They don't have any entries on the round yet, and they've still got a ton of space they need to conquer.
Yeah, so previously, it's always been long aggression that's just been instantaneous in the round. So now we might get a late strike, and you can see Daytona actually have held on to quite a bit of the utility to do just this. Yeah. They've got 2 smokes. Those are going to be those smokes should be committed towards the cross at the top of the elevator. 1962 allows them out. There's a pop flash out. He's able to get one and a headshot against Turtle, who absorbs 99. Op versus op now. Noxy at the car can stop them. They almost need to have a smoke to get across this angle, not just flashbangs. Well, the Molotov could help quite a bit, but it doesn't spread quite enough. A nice assist smoke here from the CT side, and now we're in a problem where you don't have enough bodies. You didn't have enough utility to get across all the way to the site from long A. PRT is able to spray one down, but Isurus are right back into the driver's seat. What an amazing CT half.
Yeah, I love the support there coming out from Noxie towards top A, as we do see 1962, I do believe, towards that long A solo. He makes the initial contact, tucks himself into the big pit. While that's happening, he calls for a flashbang from his teammate in Noxie. Noxie throws that deep flash over towards long. 1962 peeks off of that, able to pick up one, do some good damage as well. But off of that, Noxie moves towards Car now to reposition and help out his teammate, ends up picking up some great kills as well. And Isurus, great team play to get 10 on the board.
All right, so 3 flashbangs to get out towards long. Noxie is able to fall back. They'll use utility as well to clear out the car, but Tiburcio down and benched for this round after another off shot and mid-aggression. I'd say that's totally worth it up there. Sure, you lost that 1v1, but you got a headshot in there, and now you're in complete control. 4-2 advantage on this last round of the half. Hardzao making actually this a competitive round, it looks like, after he picks up a second kill. Having the op, it doesn't really matter that he's 11 HP. He might even find a third.
Yeah, this is where it starts to get scary. If Isurus keep over-peaking here, Hardzao's in a great position to do more than just pick up one frag. He can open up middle by taking down Myron. As they do move back towards long, it will be Noxie that Hardzao is going to look to pick off. PRT gets flashed out around that corner, and Noxie forced to fall back and retake another angle.
You know, they knew that they had the bomb for quite some time. Even then, Max it stayed on the B site for a while. He went down into the lower tunnels. So maybe they hope that the two players that are inherently defensive to this A site can hang on, and they would deter the aggression from Daytona back into the lower tunnels, and that would be where there's a surprise. But it is a bit of a gamble for Isurus. It looks like they're going to peek out anyways, and they've lost one. And now the bomb's at that precarious position. You got 30 seconds. Hardzao actually has to take a step forward to recover that bomb. He will not get it. 11-4, amazing first half.
Yeah, tremendous difference we're seeing from Isurus versus on the previous map of Mirage. 11-4 is a great scoreline to get on your CT side moving into your T side, and I do imagine for Isurus, they're all smiles. They're looking hopeful going to the second half, and this is exactly what you want out of the Argentinian squad.
A much different situation because Isurus have a better economy, but we've got a little bit more action for the second map. Hopefully Daytona are able to come back and make it a competitive match. You're watching Pro League.
Walk away, walk on, baby. Walk away, walk away, walk on, baby. Walk away, walk away, walk on, baby. Walk away, walk away, walk on, baby. Walk on, baby.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Pro League. And as we look at that first half from Daytona and Isurus, it's really, you got 3 players from Isurus that are at 100 ADR plus. Reversive, Myron, and 1962. On the opposing side, it's been a bit of a quiet day. Everybody is below 70 ADR, so there's no standout one person. But it's interesting, though, that actually came from Daytona's T side.
Yeah, T-side was what I expected Daytona to be very dominant on, playing to a very fast pace, but Isurus looking really comfortable on their CT side, Dallas, able to just shut everything that Daytona threw at them down for the most part.
Okay, out long, nobody's home quite yet. It looks like it's a retake default for Daytona as they settle in.
Look at Turtle now. He's actually made his way towards top of middle. He's hearing all of this action towards long. He's going to actually go on a quick flank.
Good molly, too, from Reversive. It's going to bounce off the skybox and hopefully land down on Catwalk. Oh, but even though Turtle had a great rotation and great flank, right now Tiburcio needs some help. He's got 2 kills on the front line. Nobody on Catwalk was there because of that Molotov that stopped the reinforcements in, and it's just a miracle that Tiburcio is able to hang on to that spot. Just AD, back and forth, and he is continuing to dominate this site. He's about to swing this one in, but VSM gets it first, and due to Tiburcio, Daytona end up with a pistol round, a welcome sight, because in the first half, Isurus won that pistol round.
What shots there from Tiburcio, actually, from that elbow position. Not a strong position either to pick up kills. Essentially, after the first one, everybody's able to just pin you down with their crosshairs, and the second you start extending, looking for anything more, you're just getting tagged. But he's able to make it work there, ending up with 3 kills on the round, Dallas. That's a great effort out of him. That's what Daytona needed, for sure. Because if they lose that pistol round, Isurus most likely will hit that 13-round mark, and that's where it starts getting tricky for the CT side. So a good pistol round start, some great shooting off Tiburcio, and Daytona now. Can they make this happen?
It's almost the full CZCO. Turtle spotting a bunch of players coming around Catwalk, but that is merely a ruse. Excellent shooting from Turtle and Tiburcio as they now recognize that the bomb is over towards the B site. They'll both die on the cross. VSM gets both of those kills through the door, it looks like, and Daytona are able to get out of that second round very, very cleanly, preventing a bomb plant. Nobody dies out there. Now Isurus come back in. So you've got how many rifles for your CT side? It looks like
3.
Yeah, they got 3. That's not too shabby. But the ops there for Noxie, and he has been on fire.
I can imagine they're going to place both of those rifle or those SMGs either tight on long, or they're going to move them to a very quick fast cat here to start this off. But it doesn't look like it will be either. Hearts out going towards B. We will have Myron there, the first man on.
He's going to play aggressive in the smoke right now with the SMGs. Turtle got a molly kill, and now he's behind the lines, just broadsiding Myron, and he's going to continue to take the fight to him, spraying across, holding tight to this door as well, making sure that SMG is as valuable in a position as possible. And now Isurus reeling back from this one. They have to worry about this. Now Noxie with an op might be a liability without any armor due to the SMGs actually knocking up that aim punch.
Yeah. Isurus now forced to slow down in the round. Not really much happening for them as they got absolutely dismantled going out long. They will look towards middle, Dallas, to make their next point of entry. And it does look like the man with a plan will be VSM towards that window, making that contact, not re-peeking it. This is a wise decision from him. And it's actually going to be Isurus pulling off now as that whole plan to just sneak out mid, get an easy entry has been thwarted.
Yeah, well, the bombs are going to be recovered on Catwalk, and it looks like they'll take their chances this direction. Tiburcio on site, and he's being supported by Turtle as well, who's at the car with an AK. So you have plenty of firepower to be able to dissuade Isurus from getting into this one. They'll throw a deeper smoke that lands right underneath CT. Whoa! I didn't even know that angle was spotted yet. Now Tiburcio on site himself has a flashbang as well to keep these T's at bay. A Molotov is going to make sure that he has to take the fight. He has to commit. He'll at least get one, but Reversive just caught one in the face. That dink heard around the world as PRT will put a second bullet through the helmet as well.
Yeah, what a shot there onto Turtle by the car. Just absolutely being taken down. Noxie, that was a good entry from him. I actually thought Tiburcio was going to make that initial contact, peek out towards Cat. Then you have Turtle there with Car, who had flashbangs. He could have played that contact scenario where Tiburcio peeks out for the Cat from sight. And then off of that, you could have Turtle just pop flashing in front of him consistently to give Tiburcio the advantage in those fights. Unfortunately, it doesn't happen. Noxie ends up getting that entry kill, but still, Tiburcio, a great hold out of him.
Well, the T's get the corner smoke, and they are able to advance out long almost without much of an investment. They have
some good damage.
It cost it in blood. Deep grenade going all the way towards pit. That'll shatter a couple of teeth. And now that the smokes are going to start to clear and you've got scopes lined up as well, it's up to the Deagle at this range to get the one-shot headshot as well. It's not looking too hot. Looks like Turtle was wanting to put one of his teammates boosted back into the A site so they could swing out a little bit wider, a little bit further away from the corner. But they've already got one
Good
up
flash.
there. Yeah, there's a good flash in there. 1962 didn't have a chance at that one. Yeah, he was completely blind, swung out, and Daytona still looking good, still getting rounds really, really cleanly too.
Yeah, this is exactly what they need. You don't want to be at a score line like this and then lose around and say, hey guys, we either have to force or we're going to have to save. That's not what they want, especially looking at Isurus now, who have taken that momentum for the first half and really ran with it. As we moved into the second half, however, Daytona finding a way to just put an end to it on the Argentinian side. Isurus really not having too much luck in any of these rounds, especially with the opening kills.
Yeah, and we see Noxy again with a glass cannon off. It's the second time so far here, and Isurus really relied on a double off, actually, to put them so far ahead in the first half. So now that they're not able to get off the ground, it's starting to shape up a lot like what the first map played out as. If Isurus don't have round success and healthy round success, they're a team that really does struggle.
Okay, all four members of Isurus here with one lurk towards B will be heading onto Catwalk. A nice Molotov to clear out that close cat angle. They are going to be pressuring it just slightly as Turtle on 12 HP will be the AWP to make that initial contact, but it doesn't look like Daytona will be able to contest it too much. Hardzow now taking a little bit of damage towards middle, but does look like Isurus as we pass the minute mark on the clock.
Oh, nice shot,
Turtle will be opening it up with a shot on Myron, who is just kind of overextending, jumping above that smoke to get information.
It was even a jump that was from it was the safer jump. It wasn't jumping out in the open, it was jumping into cover, kind of similar how you would jump on B-side apartments on Inferno. Yeah. So, or sorry, Mirage, you're exactly right. But Noxy is able to put down PRT after he gets a kill, but the AWP is still alive on this A site. Turtle at the first box. He's got a flashbang up and over. Now it might be a second flash that would be appreciated by Tiburcio here. But no, you don't have a second smoke. But you need to, if you're going to put that smoke down, you have to get on the closer side. That smoke right there allows the CTs to be able to track you, seeing you cross and track you the remainder of the distance. You want to make sure that the first time they see you is the last time they see you.
Exactly. That was the one issue. I mean, they don't even really make it across that long area, but exactly what you said.
Well, he was jumping out in the open, actually, so I thought he was taking the safe jump back to Catwalk.
No, yeah, he was going out towards making that one work, and you know what, Turtle is able to capitalize off it and punish him for it to give Daytona the opening frag on the round, but that was a good point to make with that smoke grenade. You want it to be on the closer side, so all they see is you exiting it, not going into it.
Right, yeah, exactly. When they see you, you want them to not have a shot at you anymore. That should be the end of it. It's got a little bit of a B-Tunnel's presence.
That's a lot of damage.
Yeah, I think that was a grenade that came in. Against armored targets, that's actually a really good grenade. And that's not a grenade you usually expect to get a lot of damage to start off a round.
Isurus have essentially done the same default we saw from Daytona out of their T side. They've got in 1962 and towards the pit, but they aren't looking towards Catwalk to develop the round further. Instead, they're going to move back towards long, and I do believe maybe a 4-man, 5-man long take is in store for us.
Hardzow actually has the AWP right here on the site. This is where Turtle was in the previous round, but the reason Turtle had the AWP is because he got legged to start the round off through the doors due to Noxy's shot. So now Hardzow has this, and 1962 on entry has the first kill. Here comes the smokes for the cross. They should be able to get across just fine.
There's that close
There is a little bit of a gap, but this is what I was talking about. This is such a small window. Ooh, that one got close because Max ducked, slowed down. But two ops are going to be coming through CT. That'll be a really tough entry. Even, oh no, one of the AKs is there. They could boost Turtle up and into the site, denying any kind of catwalk presence. Oh my goodness, they're making so much noise. This should be easy to stop them, but nobody's watching the angle. He's able to get one, almost the second as well, but it only baited Daytona into the peaks. Almost a really surprise attack onto the deck there as Daytona were able to get so close to them. PRT, last man standing, looking to do a lot of damage on this round, but it looks like he's going to end up saving this one, covering his own retreat as well. Isurus finally pick up their first T round.
Yeah, that was a huge shot from 1962, though. Taking down that A anchor, allowing Isurus to now rush up that long A and make that possibility a reality there for that attack. But really, that boost, Alice. Yeah. How did he get away with so much noise?
They made so much
noise.
They were like, okay, guys, we're boosting. Sorry, I failed to boost. We're going to boost again and again and again, and then he gets up into the site, and nobody's looking. Everybody's ducked behind the
Concentrating on
boxes.
CT spawn, essentially.
Yeah, they are. They really are concentrated on CT spawn, and nobody was even worried about catwalk at that point. So Isurus are able to just slyly sneak their way across that round. It cost them a little bit of money, only 2 casualties on that round, but it's still a net income for them.
This also was a very bold decision from Myron to take that CT spawn peek. Because of the fact that he was so low and VSM just picked up a frag, Myron pretty much dry peeked into CT and just got lucky that VSM was jumping around trying to get some positioning going.
Wow, that was Daytona with a flashbang on long. This is going to be a B rush. As the Molotov fades, VSM's here. He'll spray down one and a little bit of damage to the
nice
neck.
shooting.
But Hards out needed to be able to pick up a trade right there. He needed
Probably
to be able to
see another
stop this.
save.
Yeah, the B site when you're outnumbered is not something that you want to get into. That's not something you want to chance. The 3 will be able to buy for the 2 next round.
Yeah.
Isurus have a little bit more room to run before Daytona are going to be in that awkward spot of we need to force buy things.
Yeah, just slightly a little bit of breathing room coming to Isurus here. They're not out of dodge yet. Daytona still have the opportunity to bring this one back. But Isurus, off of some great shooting off from Reversive, able to open up that B bomb site, get the plant down, and they will be moving on to 13 here momentarily.
Oh, yeah. So it could end up being a pretty quick close to this game, it looks like, because all it takes is Isurus to get a good bite on a good chunk of money. The Shark just needs to be able to latch on to a good chunk of meat, and as soon as they do, they are going to just burn you out. So now we've got a situation where Isurus keeping 4 alive on this round, disengage happily so, and can continue to keep a good amount of cash into their hands because Daytona would have 4 rounds to be able to come back from this, and they're being baited into spending money on this round. So they're still going to have a good buy here, the 3 buying for the 2, but entries like that are situations that force Daytona to just make up their minds very quickly in a round.
Okay, looking at Daytona, like you said, the 3 dropped the 2. We will be buying up into this round now on the CT side. And for those of you just tuning in, it was Daytona that took map 1 16-14 off a great attempted comeback from Isurus. And moving on to Dust2 now, which is our second map in the pool, we are seeing Isurus taking it to Daytona 13-9.
Yeah, that was, I love that play from Isurus last round as well because they got respect to the B site as well. So usually you keep 1 defender over there. We've seen the default from Daytona is 2, but still you have to worry about what's going on. Daytona can't relax on this B site. A lot of teams end up thinking, okay, it hasn't been B for 4 or 5 rounds. Let's just leave 1 guy there, and that 1 guy is even passive at that. So Daytona are respecting it. They're actually swinging even wider towards that deep wall on the B site, getting further and further away from A, which is where Isurus are starting to apply some pressure.
Actually, Daytona are only going to leave 1 member in this A site right now. PRT, the solo member, top A by himself. As it does look like Isurus will be opting towards another cat hit here as we pass the 50-second mark on the clock. What can PRT do? He's going to have his hands full.
Yeah, he is. Nobody can help him right now directly. Tiburcio could come up the elevator, but it's such a difficult angle. If your T's are staying against the wall and the elbow, you'll never see them. He needs to get all the way up, and at that point, he's super exposed. At the same time, they're worrying about what's going on long A. It's going to be a really slow hit. Down to 30 seconds before Isurus decide to strike, and they've got that first kill. That's against Turtle. That was in mid as well, so there's no flank opportunity. Perfect Molotov hit. PRT's blind. He doesn't even realize he's burning. This execute from Isurus is so clean. Right now, Tiburcio is going to make this save call, realizing now that there is no chance of getting up to one of the most difficult approaches into the A side is up through CT.
Yeah, so we know that Tiburcio left him alone, left PRT alone within that A bomb site, allowing Isurus to actually just have a 1-man contention for that A bomb site. But I think it was because they were fearing that Isurus actually had taken long presence earlier in the round, because you saw PRT. He was periodically peering off towards long and looking back towards cat, concentrating on long. We actually saw Tiburcio throw a flashbang towards long for PRT to clear out momentarily. So I do think that Tiburcio didn't go towards car because he thought that Isurus had already taken long control.
Tiburcio pops off a shot, and that's the only casualty on the round for Isurus.
Oh!
No, yeah, that's unfortunate. That's
you hate to see that.
That was, again, 3 being able to buy for 2, but now what? Now what do you do? Hards out can help out.
Yeah, we can still get a buy going, but still, you lose that AWP like that.
Yeah, you could get an op up 2, but that really just ruins your last round. If Daytona lose this round, their last round is a pretty bad buy.
Damn, that's unfortunate there. I saw him go towards CT, and I'm like, that's awfully close to the bomb.
It popped into my head, but I'm like, he knows what he's doing.
Yeah,
right?
I was like, I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. Maybe he knows something I don't. But no, yeah, I was right. You are going to die if you get close to the bomb.
Yeah.
Like, it's as simple as that.
Yeah.
Daytona now, they are deciding whether they want to buy up into this round or not. I do imagine they are going to be buying, but I think it's just the decision of where does the AWP go, because they need one of those on the field. That's a guarantee. Are they going to go for the double? Are they going to go for the single? They
Double.
go for the double.
Double up, baby. Daytona, this is really their last hurrah.
Yeah, this is it.
They'll have something going on in the last round. If they lose this, they'll have max loss bonus. Hard Zhao, considering he saved a rifle, VSM saved a rifle. There's 4,400 and 1,500 in each of their pockets. So VSM will be able to buy for himself comfortably. Hard Zhao can buy for himself comfortably and half of a player. But other than that, their remaining 3 players are going to be on maybe some SMGs, UMPs. They're probably a FAMAS is going to be shared. So it's at least a 3/4 buy in the last round for Daytona if they lose this round.
Yeah, it's actually very interesting to even see the scoreline like this. Back in, I believe, August of last year, these teams met, so quite some time ago, Daytona actually won on Dust2 16-7, but since that time, Isurus obviously really polishing up the issues that they had on this map, and now looking at it, it's a completely different scoreline.
Yeah, it really is. So you would need a Daytona recovery very, very similar to what Isurus did in the first map that they weren't able to quite close out on. You're right, Daytona took it in the 30th round, right at the last second. But Isurus have just had great domination so far on this at least latter parts of the T half that they've been doing right now. They had done so much work in their CT side that they really don't have to have a wildly successful T side. They just have to have an average T side, and they'll win the game.
Okay, it does look like Isurus will be going for that wall of smokes towards long. What that's going to do is it's going to isolate Turtle from his teammates. He's going to have to frag out here. Able to get one onto Myron. 1962, second man on the case. He goes down. Max finally trading it out.
You still need flashes if you're going to pull that strategy off. Turtle was able to, if the flashes were coming, he was able to avoid them. Maybe Isurus just expected him to be in pit, which is a pretty standard position. Instead, he was up top on an off angle and able to pick up a 2-for-1 sale, which is an excellent trade. But look at this information from VSM.
In towards
He's
T-spawn.
telling everybody what's going on. Now, there is a bit of a gap. Hard Zhao is going to be watching if they are to be able to sneak in through the B tunnels to get that way. But right now, this information is favoring Daytona's game. Nice shot from PRT as they cross over. Tiburcio on the top end of this one. There is no cross right here if you do not have the smokes. And that might be the punishment. If you use the double smokes to section off the ramp from the A site, it costs you a little bit of utility to start that round even.
Yeah, they still had the opportunity to at least throw that close smoke that we spoke about so they could get across very easily, but I think they wanted to surprise that A-bomb site, creep all the way up. Unfortunately, those 2 ops trained on that long cross absolutely put an end to the Isurus strategy here. Daytona moving on to 10, but they've still got 4 in a row if they want to keep the T side off of that 15th round.
Yeah, possibly what happened last round. Actually, we might get some action here in a second. Molotov on the front end of this one. They've already got 1962 out towards long. So this time they only commit 1 smoke to the corner and a couple flashbangs, and they are safe to get out. But last round, what may have happened is they had used those 2 smokes to section off ramp, but the 2 players that Tiburcio was able to kill may have actually lost their smokes in transition of that, weren't able to use them. Maybe they ended up dropping the Molotov, whatever grenade they had out last. And they just it did seem like Isurus just ran out of useful utility to cross top ramp.
Look at this though. We are going to see Tiburcio. He's isolated towards Catwalk. He's not even watching this portion of the map. Isurus have moved their way actually to these cat stairs. So this could be a very easy kill for the T side here if Tiburcio doesn't put his attention onto Cat momentarily.
Turtle spotted
there
1962 to start that off and knew that he was in a troublesome spot. It'll be a 1-for-1 trade, though 2 ops are here. Just as the rifle from PRT starts to come up the elevator as well. You've got plenty of firepower to stop this. VSM has 1, but they've lost one of the offers. PRT with a surprise. He comes from the car side, blindsiding Noxy, but then the rifles come into play. Reversive needs a beautiful 1v3 to clutch this out. He's got the bomb right in front of him, and he should be able to plant this safely. If he does bide his time, though, he'd end up running out of time and having a player on a flank, I feel. But it does look like Daytona are actually going to play retake fully at this point. Don't take any kind of peeks off of the fake bombs.
The scary part about this post-plant scenario, though, is because they gave it to him, because they allowed Reversive to get that bomb down, he's been given so much room to move around. I do imagine that, never mind, PRT, great shot onto Reversive, no opportunity for him to even get into a contact battle, and it will be Daytona getting their 11th on the board.
Yeah, it is an 11th. Sure, they're picking up utility. You can see they're
They
just
recovered the double ops.
Yeah, they do recover the double ops, which is nice, but they're also trying to pick up the grenades on the ground because 2 surviving when you had just barely had a streak of Isurus rounds that you couldn't really keep afloat yourselves. You need to keep double op in. You need to really stretch every dollar bill as far as they'll possibly go because Daytona, they're only going to have such a long leash as soon as Isurus start to win a round or two.
Okay, looking at the round right now, Isurus starting to get low on money here as Noxie does pick up that AWP Reversive, gets an AK in his hands as well. Daytona will be moving towards long once again, I do imagine here, just very early on, holding outside of these long doors as Daytona, well, they're going to be just patiently waiting. We do have Turtle, who's made his way towards the top of Cat. He's got the AWP of PRT under him, actually, opping in towards that middle door. So there's actually a solo play being done by Turtle on Catwalk.
Yeah, Reversive, he's been detected in the upper tunnels. VSM can hear this when he's at this car position. So you're going to keep your default for Daytona. They really love the 2 defenders on the B site no matter what. And then the A site mixes with the B or the middle strategy of how they're defending one way or the other. Same smokes come out. Daytona have seen this before. They've seen this section off of the ramp side. Now they're going to be gifted it for free, but you can still see that they have some utility to get across that top side of the elevator. They've got 2 smokes, and Myron and Noxie expect those players to hopefully stay alive, or else those crosses are going to be difficult again.
Yeah, Isurus now, as they have taken long control, I do imagine they're going to keep on pressuring towards this cross. The smoke's coming out momentarily, flashbangs as well. It's going to be on Tiburcio.
They're able to get so
make it happen.
Now Tiburcio sees the smokes coming in. Those smokes actually, for the cross, actually allowed them to get in even tighter. Now the Oppers are in trouble. They're being mollied up. Tiburcio is somehow made of just absolutely surviving in the flames. Max has been legged, but that was a chance shot through the smoke. And right now, Daytona don't like the way that this one's playing out. I'm surprised Turtle is even peeking this right now. And everybody seems to be in a mixed decision whether they're saving or not. Now they start to approach back down from the B site. VSM's there. Yeah, now it's virtually a forced save at that. You can't survive that onslaught. Sure, they'll pick up exit frags, but these exit frags almost have little value. Sure, Daytona need to think about the long game, but there's so much value lost if they are to lose any one of these rifles.
Definitely. Looking at their money right now, Dallas, no money whatsoever for a strong rebuy. So as we move into the next round, it will be PRT dropping Hards out. Tiburcio can most likely pick up his own weapon. VSM might drop him one. But really, as Isurus move on to their 15th round, a complete change in the culture, the dynamic of this team. Some great strategy towards long, some great timing towards those cat hits. They haven't really taken too many chances, overextended too much. They're playing like a unit, and it's showing off right now.
Sure. So you can also think about that strategy. It's the second time we've seen Isurus take that strat of sectioning off ramp and then sectioning off the top of the elevator. It costs him a lot of utility, but what it ends up doing is keeping as many players alive, and in this case 5 alive, into a bomb plant on the A site. And you have to, now Daytona has the decision, do we take a retake? And if we lose that retake, we virtually lose the game. So I like that strategy from Isurus. They're just dumping a lot of utility on the entries into the sites, and it's forcing Daytona in an awkward spot. Now they push in through mid to B strategy. The first time that we've seen this. I love when teams hold on to strategies for the last waning moments, but they are absolutely getting melted on the front end. Noxie as well has been sprayed. I think VSM saw that he got blood splatter on the wall from his spray on the edge of that smoke, and Daytona just keeping the ship afloat, but a fantastic B hold from them, only losing 1 player.
Yeah, that's exactly what they needed. The majority of players being alive so they could drop into the next round, and everybody would be able to get that utility, kits, head armor, everything they need essentially to keep themselves afloat. 3 rounds is what Daytona need to tie this one up. Unfortunately, I don't think the momentum has swung in their way or in their favor just yet. Still some hard work cut out for them.
Yeah, at least they got themselves a bye that they are very confident with. And I guess that's testament. Daytona's default is just very similar to the B site over and over and over again. Always 2 defenders, no matter what. Then that A site middle switches around a little bit, but that saved them that last round. Isurus tried to play a new strategy that they hasn't shown yet, and they try and strike into a mid to B, and it absolutely gets destroyed by the default.
Okay, it does look like as we're nearing that 1 minute 20-second mark on the clock, we will see the T's pressuring Cat. Not too much action going on, some damage being exchanged, but I do imagine a pop flash should be coming out. I don't know if Isurus should force this one, because they've got some waiting CTs right there on the other end of that smoke.
Here's the thing. They just witnessed a boatload of utility go to Catwalk. 2 flashes, a Molotov, a smoke out there.
That's a good point.
So, I mean, that is a hefty amount of utility that they've seen actually come in a rapid fashion. So they likely know that there are 2 CTs just around the corner. Now Turtle peeks out of the angle. He is quickly wiped out. PRT is unable to support him. A Molotov came down and on top of him, and he was forced off of his angle that he was expecting to fire and fall. Now a smoke comes to the Catwalk that's going to allow Isurus to get around the long angle of the elbow cleanly. Can they stay out of the long ball shot from Tiburcio? He's got the op and he's at car right now. PRT is going to go right onto the front end of this smoke.
I love
this. Is going to be wild. There's a flashbang there. He's lined up 3.
My God.
He melts them and he's got bomb control. He's even able to take cover again. The smoke fades and he jumps from one cloud to the next. It's now a 2v3 disadvantage. At least Max was able to take down the opper, but look at the clock. 8 seconds and PRT's making an effort out of this one. The bomb will be planted safely on the safe side of the boxes, and Hartzau, who was thinking of trying to stop that bomb plant, runs ahead. VSM is the last man standing to keep Daytona in this game. He's got the first. He tries to switch over to the second one and he settles his feet, but Reversive takes the kill and we end it at 16-12, but we've got a third map coming. What a second map.